I think the other challenge, so there's obviously a technology aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also a solution and the way that teams are structured. If you separate your teams into web versus mobile versus, email versus social, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
all look at this problem differently and want to solve it in different ways. And so when I
And
think
for
about kind of the
themselves and their
leading,
old medium. Yeah. Yeah. They're not concerned about the omni-channel approach to getting to the customers. Yeah.
yeah. And so some like a good organizational leader will look at this and say, like, do we need to rethink how we're structured and how we operate? And so,
Hmm.
yes, there's a technology aspect to it, but there's also this change management aspect to it that comes into play. The other thing that oftentimes comes to mind for me is CPG. I think CPG oftentimes looks a little bit different than retail.
Oh, Mm-hmm. 100%.
CPG, yeah. So CPG is oftentimes this, you know, they're operating in this mode of like B to B to C, right? Where they're selling
Mm-hmm.
to distributors who are then selling with the end consumers on their behalf. And we hear so many organizations come to us with this challenge of like, hey, I want to engage with my end consumer. I want to own that first party data. In many cases, they have no first party data at all. So
Right.
like
No.
step one is get some first party data. And then step two is figure out how to engage with it and get them to like interact with you. A few years ago, Kraft Heinz came to us with this exact problem of,
Mm.
they knew they needed to start having a better conversation with that end consumer. But they knew they needed a solution to be able to solve this. And so it was this combination of like CDP, like some way to actually store this first party data, and then some way to be able to stand up experiences really quickly and be able to do that across all of their digital channels. But most importantly, being able to do it in a way that they can actually talk to the audience and
Mm-hmm.
actually have different messages depending on who the audience is, where they're at, where they're coming from. So that was extremely important for them when they came to Contentful to help them solve this problem. And they've had tremendous success doing it.